Hi, everybody. Welcome into Sports Talk Chicago. Great to see everybody here with us on the program today. We have so much Bears to get to. So if you're in a Bears mood, we have everything for you. There's a QB controversy here in Chicago. We'll talk about that. What's wrong with the center position? Plus, the Bears face off against the Raiders this weekend at home at Soldier Field. We're going to break everything down for you, give you a full preview of that matchup in that game. Do us a quick favor. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button right here on YouTube. Hit up our great affiliates up across the top of that screen. We got Cities 92.9 FM down in Bloomington, HCTV, and 1230 WJOB and Jet TV. All of them are great affiliates who support this program and air it every single week on their radio and TV stations. We're appreciative of all of them. We're grateful to all of them, and we enjoy being in all their stations. You can follow us all over at Sports Talk Chicago. Follow me personally at John Z Sports. John Meadows is in the building, directing and producing, and also going to have some news probably the next week about some more affiliates. We're going to have a couple of new logos near the top of your screen. We're very excited to talk about it. So stay tuned for all that. Probably going to come out next week. We're going to come out and formally announce everything and unveil our new and improved and expanded network of affiliates right here on Sports Talk Chicago. All of that is thanks to you and your support and your loyalty and your listenership. That's how we're able to grow and grow and grow. So more on that coming next week. Make sure you stay tuned for that as well. Bears fans may not want to hear this as I start off this program, but there might be a QB controversy on the Bears' hands. No, I'm not saying Tyson Bagent is better than Justin Fields. Don't freak out. That's not what I mean. What I'm talking about is the future of the Bears quarterback position. Not just right now, who's it going to be, Bagent or Fields? We all know who's better at this moment. Maybe Bagent turns into the next Brock Purdy, and all of a sudden we're talking about how much better he is than Fields. I highly doubt it. But the fact is, come the end of this season, even come right now, Bears fans have to start to think about what they need in a franchise quarterback, and does Justin Fields fulfill what they're looking for? This is a fair question. Last year, if you mentioned this, you'd be killed by Bears Twitter and Bears media. But today, based on how he's performed, the issues that he's had, the team as a whole not supporting him, all of these things could be considered in Fields and his future here in Chicago. A couple of articles here that stood out to me from the media. Chicago Sun-Times, Rick Moresi, a great columnist, been there for a long time, and I actually really love his columns. He said this, quote, "Time for the Bears to sit Justin Fields and give Tyson Bagent a real chance." And he said this to open up his column, his article, "I'd rather see more Tyson Bagent than more of the same from Justin Fields." This got a lot of flack on Twitter. People saying Moresi doesn't know what he's talking about, hurling accusations left and right. But even NBC Sports Chicago said, quote, "Justin Fields' injury give Bears a controversy-free look at Tyson Bagent." That's maybe a more proper way to say it, a proper way to discuss it. But here's the reality of the situation. Justin Fields is not going to play on Sunday. Matt Eberflus is doing the whole gamesmanship BS. I don't know why you're doing that when your team sucks anyway. You're 1-5. There's no need for gamesmanship. You're not going to throw off the Raiders by saying, hey, maybe he'll play. Sounds like a coach is going to be fired, and he will be. The fact is, we're going to see a lot of Tyson Bagent at minimum over the next 2 weeks to maybe 6 or 7 weeks, depending on if Justin Fields needs surgery for his thumb. That's still up in the air as we talk here tonight. We are going to see a lot of Tyson Bagent, and at this point, it's his job to lose, but everything to gain. He said in a press conference today, paraphrasing, that he's been around the block a little bit. There's never really been expectations for him, so he has nothing to lose. He's going to go out there and fight and rack up as many W's as he can until Justin Fields comes back. This kid's attitude is great. He didn't have the best, most glamorous opening performance last week. Definitely not. A couple of turnovers, a strip sack that turned into a scoop and score for Minnesota, and a pick near the end of the game as the Bears were trying to drive downfield and potentially win. People weren't happy about it. Some people even called him a bust, ironically enough, after a couple of series of play. I pointed this out last week, and for those who may have missed, I want to point it out again. I'm not saying Tyson Bagent today is better than Justin Fields, but I will say this. Justin Fields, throughout this season specifically, has had how many pick sixes in the fourth quarter? How many times has Justin Fields thrown an interception in a key situation? How many times has he fumbled the football in general? That's Justin Fields, who's a third-year quarterback who's certainly established and certainly shouldn't be making dumb mistakes like that. Tyson Bagent's an undrafted rookie who's on his first game ever in the NFL. They're doing the same things, right? Now, you could say the offensive line is bad, and certainly is, that causes a lot of these turnovers, a lot of these rushed situations with the quarterback in the pocket. But the fact is, one quarterback's a top 11, top 12 pick who's in his third year in football. The other is an undrafted free agent who was signed by the Bears, who's now a rookie and went to a D2 school. Okay, there's a big difference here. A huge difference. One has nothing to lose, as he said himself, Tyson Bagent. The other is a third-year quarterback, and the Bears have to make a decision on their future with him soon because there are so many top prospects coming up in this upcoming NFL draft. See what I mean? This isn't a clear-cut, easy situation for the Bears and for Justin Fields. I feel for Fields in the sense that the injury could not have come at a worse time. That's what sucks, because if he was really going to continue to play bad, let's see it get ugly. You know why? That way it's so convincing, and everybody, even the front office, understands, all right, we cannot move forward with Justin Fields. But now that he's hurt, there's always going to be this cloud of mystery over what could have been, or maybe if he got better, or we'll see if he could get better. I think, personally, I've seen enough. This is not a personal attack on Justin Fields. Nice guy off the field, good person in the community, certainly a good ambassador for the Bears, and made people excited about this team again after Mitch Trubisky and what happened there and how bitter things kind of ended. But the fact is, as a football quarterback, he's just not it. He's just not it. Okay, we're seeing the same mistakes that he made in his first year, second year, now third year. Last week, he would not have come back to win that game. He looked horrible. His offensive line didn't help him, but there were times in which he had 8-9 seconds in the pocket, couldn't do anything. There were times in which he had guys wide open, like DJ Moore again, downfield. Missed him, didn't even look in his direction, didn't even throw it to him. This is a third-year quarterback here. This is not some novice rookie, second year, or second game in the NFL. This is somebody who was supposed to be better than Mitch Trubisky. Everyone who said he was a deer in the headlights, right? Mitch Trubisky. Oh, horrible field vision. One read quarterback. Well, you know what? Justin Fields is looking like a one read quarterback now, isn't he? He's missing wide open guys downfield. He's missing wide open guys near him. He's taking too long to throw the football. And that's leading to more sacks, more fumbles, more picks, and more issues for the Bears offense. Is all of this on him? No, never said that. Offensive line is one of the worst in football. Still, after Ryan Poles promised it'd get better, and the center situation appalls me. We're going to talk about that in our second segment. The fact that nobody on the Bears is capable of snapping a football blows my mind. And believe me, we're going to get into that in segment 2. It's not all on Fields. I'm not going to sit here and totally bash him for what's been going on. But has he done his part? The answer is no to that question, and it's an emphatic no. He has not done his part. Now he's hurt. Injury is going to force him to sit out of the field for at least a couple of games here. Tyson Bagent's going to have an opportunity to do something. I don't know what it's going to be. I'm not going to sit here and tell you he's going to pull a rabbit out of his butt and go 4-0 and win a lot of games and throw well. It's not going to happen. But I'm curious. There's intrigue, as there should be. He's a rookie quarterback. He's undrafted. We don't know what's going to happen. Is he going to unseat Justin Fields? No, he's not. But based on how he plays and based on what he does, here's where the real question lies. Now, if Bagent plays well in 4, 5, 6 games, right? Does that show that Bagent should be a starter next year? No, but it does show that Justin Fields clearly doesn't get it. It's going to be the same offensive coordinator, same offensive line, same head coach, same GM, same personnel. If Bagent outplays Fields, then we'll all know, okay, something's wrong with Justin Fields. And that's what I'm trying to get at here. We could watch Bagent play, and we could gain so much from it. We can understand more about this Bears offense, more about him, more about Justin Fields. So really, Bagent's correct. There is no pressure on him. There is 0 ounce of pressure on him. He has nothing to worry about. The real pressure, unfortunately, is going to be on Justin Fields because he has to sit on the sideline and watch, which sucks. But number 2, if Bagent actually wins a couple of games, if Bagent outperforms him, if Bagent does great, what's that say about Justin Fields? What's that say about Justin Fields? You don't need an answer from me. I think everybody in the room knows what that says and what that means for him and his future here. I don't think Justin is broken. I think there's an opportunity for him somewhere else in the NFL with a more stacked offense to play well. And I heard this the other day, and this was pretty interesting. Somebody told me, hey, I don't think he's a bust, but if he went to a good team and had all the right pieces, he'd be a top 15 quarterback. That's what I said about Mitch Trubisky. That's what a lot of people said about Mitch. Only one is being defended till people die. The other was ostracized and told to leave. And one more thing, too, that goes with this quarterback controversy, because I'm seeing it now and I want to nip it in the bud. The media fanboying has gotten out of control. What happened to, let's objectively talk about something. Let's objectively state the facts and then get our opinions from said facts, right? I'm not going to get into it fully, but if you go on Twitter, if you go read publications, if you read what everyone's saying, and we do this on this program, we cover narratives, the narrative shift has been unbelievable. In the sense of, a couple of years ago, there was a quarterback here in Chicago who was under similar circumstances and was thrown out of town. Today, there's a quarterback under the same circumstances who's being defended till he dies. I don't understand why there's a disconnect there, and I don't understand why media decides to pick favorites all the time. Some don't. These articles I read you are not favoritism, or not favoritist articles. Rick Morisi's right down the middle. He's always been, because he knows sports in this city are mediocre at best. He knows, and he's not afraid to say anything. But there are many out there who called for Mitch Trubisky to be out of here and now sit here and say, well, Justin Fields, it's not his fault. He's still a great quarterback. No, he's not. He's not a great quarterback. There was some who said he'd be an MVP candidate this year. He's an electric, potential great player. No, he's not. He's average. He is average. Last year was better than this year. But you know what? If you look up his numbers last year, you guys understand he only had 2,200 passing yards, right? I'm not saying that, I know he had 1,000+ rushing yards, but he only had 2,200 passing yards. And even this year, his rating's at a 91. That's not bad at all. It's solid. 11 touchdowns and 6 picks. His overall career record, 6-25. 6-25 is his record. You could say all you want about the Bears tanking last year and how things ended, but the fact is Justin Fields is just not getting it done. There are other teams who've already cut quarterbacks like this, who've already moved on from quarterbacks like this. The Bears have given Fields 3 years. We're still seeing the same mistakes, if not a regression from Fields now. That's troubling to me. That's scary to me. So, yes, there is a quarterback controversy. I'm not saying Bagent's going to take Fields' job. But come the end of this year, if Fields is hurt or not, if he comes back or not, I think it's over. And that's not controversial. That's not being mean. That's not kicking on somebody when they're hurt. The fact is, whether Fields got hurt or not, we've seen enough to make an evaluation and a determination. And I ask you this to end. Would anybody out there pay Justin Fields $200 million and give him a 6 or 7 year contract? Or conversely, you have the number 1 pick in the draft, you're going to take Caleb Williams. Yeah, that's what I thought. You're not going to pay Justin Fields that much money over that amount of time for this performance. I'd rather take the top pick and start fresh knowing there's a future instead of paying somebody when you already know what you're going to get. And what you're going to get is a 6-25 record, barely any passing output, and constant questions about durability, field vision, and making things happen and winning football games. You got to win to stick around. Justin Fields, unfortunately, is not getting it done. We'll be right back here on Sports Talk Chicago. Sports Talk Chicago, here with Jon Zaghloul. Appreciate everybody tuning in. John Meadows here, directing and producing. Big thank you to all of our affiliates. Logos at the top of the screen. ACTV, Cities 92.9 Talk FM, AM 1230, WJOB, and JED TV. Follow us all over at Sports Talk Chicago. Hit that like button. Subscribe to us on YouTube. And if you missed any part of this show, make sure to go back to the podcast, sportstalkchicago.com, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to every segment. We do a good job of cutting that up and getting it out there for you in a timely manner. Appreciate you all being here. We just railed on Justin Fields and Tyson Bagent, that whole controversy. I almost don't blame them, though, for what happened this past weekend specifically. So if you missed the game, the Bears lost in frustrating fashion to the Vikings 19-13. We called the game, and we called it, as we do every week, on YouTube. You know what the most interesting part of the game was? You know what the most impressive part of the game was? It wasn't the catches made by wide receivers or Justin Fields scrambling when he was in trouble. Tyson Bagent coming in and being intriguing. The most incredible part of the game was, the most athletic part of the game was, the fact that Fields and Bagent both looked like Odell Beckham Jr. catching snaps from the center. Cody Whitehair and Lucas Patrick somehow, some way, forgot how to snap a football. These guys have been doing it for a while, but yet we saw Justin Fields constantly jumping up for a snap, making a one-handed snap catch. Tyson Bagent did the same thing, and there was a different center in for Bagent than there was for Fields. Both guys had no help from their centers whatsoever. Now, you could say this is a minimal part of the game and it doesn't matter, but I will counter by saying this. If there's an errant snap, as a quarterback, your vision's off, you're feeling rushed, and you lose, at some points, a second to corral the football. And 1 second in football, especially if you're a quarterback, is the difference between a Hail Mary touchdown and a 10-yard loss and a sack. I'm not going to blame Justin Fields in full for getting sacked as much as he did last week, even Bagent for getting sacked and losing that football, because constantly they never got a clean, consistent snap. They had no trust in their centers. Zero. And when you have no trust in your center, how are you as a quarterback supposed to predict and have hope and have faith in getting the football and actually making a play? This is elementary. This is easy. This is Pop Warner, Pee Wee football. And for some reason, the Bears just can't get it done. Now, here's what Matt Eberflus had to say. This is the most idiotic statement I've ever heard. This actually trumps pretty much everything he said throughout his Bears tenure. So he was asked about why he made a change in center when Tyson Bagent came in. Because if you remember, Cody Whitehair was snapping to Justin Fields. The balls were all over the place. He put in Lucas Patrick, though, with Tyson Bagent. Didn't make a change beforehand or didn't do anything beforehand. So reporters asked him about why the change was made, and he said this, quote, Lucas Patrick obviously was going through concussion protocol throughout the week, and when Justin went out and we had Tyson in there, we thought it was best for our team to have the guy that had more experience in there playing center. That's that position that we have that Lucas has played for a long time. He has a lot of experience in there. We thought that would settle Bagent down a little bit. Porter asked, well, wasn't Whitehair benched because he didn't know how to snap the football? And Eberflus said, quote, no, it was just more about settling down and putting the guy in there that had most experience at center. We feel good about both guys, and obviously we've switched guys around during the course of the year, guard, center. We're going to have to continue to do that based on where Nate Davis is. We'll see, but we like our flexibility in there. I'm going to have an aneurysm. So Tyson Bagent, the undrafted rookie, comes in, right, after Justin Fields gets hurt, and Matt Eberflus makes a center change, and he says he made that change because he wants the guy with more experience playing center in with Tyson Bagent. Hold on a second. Why isn't the guy with more experience? Why isn't the starter in with Justin Fields? Why are you putting out a subpar product for your starting quarterback? He's constantly under pressure, moving around with the football, making Odell Beckham-type catches, and you decide we're going to put in the guy with less experience to be with Justin Fields. Hello, Matt Eberflus. Hello. Wow. Here's the best part, too. Then when the backup comes in, Tyson Bagent, right, undrafted rookie, now we're going to put in the best center we got. Now we're going to put in the guy with most experience. Why? To make him feel okay. What? What about Justin Fields? Does he not deserve to feel okay out there? Does he not deserve to get a clean snap put to him? That way he doesn't have to run around and get sacked right away? Fields has gotten beat up all season. Doesn't he deserve a clean snap with a more experienced center? Yeah, we got you here, Matt. We got you here, Coach Eberflus. I'm sorry. I don't know why you can't come out and say, and be honest and say, you know what? Yeah, Whitehair wasn't getting it done for us. We benched him. Why must there be this tiptoeing? Are we scared about hurting people's feelings? I think Cody Whitehair, I think everybody in the world who watched that game knew Whitehair got benched. Benched. Not, oh, we wanted to change. Benched. Just say the word benched. Say, he sucked. Say something. Don't say this. This is a dumb decision and a dumb rationale for what you did. Come on. Oh, I don't know. I wanted to make a change because there was a new quarterback in and we were worried about him and how he'd feel, so we put in the more experienced guy. What? An undrafted quarterback comes in, your backup quarterback comes in a game in which you're already losing. So now you decide, you know what? I was saving him the whole game, guys. I'm going to put him in now. I'm going to put in the real good center now. Meanwhile, your starting quarterback, who, not to mention the fact, is in the midst of an evaluation year, you leave him out to dry and you put in a crap-ass center who can't even snap a damn football. That is horrible coaching then, too. So not only did you totally bust that explanation, but now you're indicting yourself for your dumb coaching decisions. Your stupid coaching decisions. Which is it, Coach? I'm asking you. I mean, I admire the fact that he wants to throw himself under the bus over his players, I guess, right? But at the end of the day, everybody's being thrown under the bus anyway, because we saw what we saw. We saw how bad Whitehair was. We knew he was being taken out. We knew he was being benched. Okay? But now Eberflus says, well, I didn't bench anybody. I just made that change because I wanted more experience in there for the backup quarterback who's undrafted. Now you look like a moron. And this goes back to my original point. This, in and of itself, is a problem, but the original point is, how do the Bears, how does a National Football League team not have somebody who could snap the football? How is that possible? How is that possible? This isn't high school. This isn't Pee Wee. This isn't even college. But by college, you should have it figured out. No, we're talking about NFL professionals here. How can nobody snap the ball? Let's call Olin Kreutz out of retirement then. I mean, this is ridiculous. You can't snap it for me? You can't give me the football if you're the center and I'm the quarterback? If you watched that game on Sunday, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, that was horrendous play. I've never seen that bad of a snapping effort from both guys ever in an NFL football game. I've never seen it. I know I'm not super old, but I'll tell you, I've been watching football for minimum 15 years. I've never seen that bad of a performance at center from both players. And it just goes back to this. Why don't the Bears have somebody who could snap the football? Why do they have two, quote-unquote, so-called centers who don't know what being a center is all about? I know you got to block, of course, but you have to snap it. Okay, if you snap the ball over Justin Fields' head and he tips it around a bit, catches the football, oh, that's 2 seconds. Then what? There's a defender right on him. Then he gets sacked. Then everybody wonders, 3 and out, okay, time to punt. It's all because of that. Part of it is. It's a chain reaction. It's a domino effect. And nothing's being helped. Nothing's being changed. It's all just a joke. It drives me insane. This snapping problem drives me insane. How could you call yourself a professional, a center, and not snap the football right? And then here's the best part. I'm going to read it again because I'll tell you, I was flabbergasted when I heard this from Matt Eberflus. So he was asked about the center position. Here's what he said. I'm going to read you verbatim what he said. Lucas Patrick obviously was going through concussion protocol during the week. And when Justin went out and we had Tyson in there, we thought it was best for our team to have the guy that had more experience in there playing center. Here's another thing, too. If he was going through concussion protocol throughout the week, why did he even come into the game then? Why did he come in? If we're worried about player safety here and he's going through concussion protocol, why even bring him into the game? And then when asked about if Whitehair was actually benched, trying to ask him to use the word benched, Eberflus said this: no, it was just more about settling down and putting the guy in there that had more experience at center. We feel good about both guys, and obviously we've switched guys around during the course of the year, guard, center. We're going to have to continue to do that based on where Nate Davis is. We'll see, but we like our flexibility in there. Hey, there's no flexibility in there. There's no flexibility in there because nobody could do the job. There's no flexibility there. Flexibility implies that you have 3 or 4 people at that position who could do it great. There's not one player on that team who could snap right now. Not one. Not to mention the fact that you put in somebody who was going through concussion protocol, and the worst part even, you put in the more experienced guy. Your words, not mine, your words. The more experienced guy goes in when the undrafted backup comes in. So when your starter goes out, you have the more experienced guy sitting on the bench. The seasoned vet has to sit on the bench for the star quarterback. But when the backup comes in, that's when we put in the star center. That's when we put in the more experienced center where the backup comes in. Not when the star QB's in. We give him piss poor stuff. Come on. And then we wonder why they're losing. We wonder why. These are little things, too. The big picture is this. Yeah, Justin Fields is not performing. Matt Eberflus is probably going to get fired. Luke Getsy and his offense look good one week and bad the next. Those are all big picture issues. But these little minutiae, these small things, play a role in a team losing just as much as the Bears have, right? The good teams, the great teams do it all right. They know how to master winning a game inside 2 minutes, making good personnel decisions, making good coaching decisions, calling the right plays at the right times. They're not going to be 100% correct, but they're going to get things right more than wrong. This team has it all wrong. There's not one thing right. Nothing. There's nothing right about this team. They just suck. They just suck. They're always bad. They're always a joke. And they're always doing dumb crap like this. And I've had it up to here, really. But why did they always have to be bad? Why did they always have to be like this? Right? Why do they always have to be like this? Why can't we see competency, normalcy, good things? No, we see just stupidity. We see 2 different centers, and both guys were competent in, and then we see the more experienced guy comes in when the backup comes in. So you have the more experienced guy ready to come in with the second stringers, but you have the novice come in with the first stringers. Yeah, we're going to give him the start today. Hey, the Bears aren't 3-12 or 3-13, and this is their last game of a tanking season. This is the middle of a football season. What is this, Joe Madden and the Cubs putting guys wherever you want, just seeing how it goes? No, there has to be a structure here. This is football, not baseball. This is football. And you're a professional team. You're professionals. You claim to be. You play in a league that consists of professionals, so by association, I guess you're a part of it. You got to make the right decisions. This was a dumb move. And think about what it implies. What Matt Eberflus said. What does it imply? It implies that, and this is really troubling, there's no prioritization of Justin Fields. None. No prioritization of Justin Fields. I may not defend him fully because Justin, as far as his performance goes, has not been there fully, right? It has not been there. But I'll say this is BS for him. Why is he being stuck with the backup center, with the less experienced center, when his career could be on the line right now? Why is he being stuck with mediocrity when his career is hanging in the balance? They're screwing him in that respect for sure, and they screwed both quarterbacks with that performance from the center position on Sunday afternoon. We'll be right back here on Sports Talk Chicago. Sports Talk Chicago here with Jon Zaghloul. Last segment of the program. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Follow us all over at Sports Talk Chicago. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel here on Sports Talk Chicago on YouTube. Great big thank you to all of our great affiliates. ACTV Cities 92.9 FM, WJOB AM 1230, and Jed TV. We're on all of these stations every single week, and we have a cool announcement coming out next week about more stations and more outlets coming up to that list near the top of your screen. So make sure you stay tuned for that as well. It's very exciting, and we can't wait to announce that with you and share the news with you. John Meadows in the building, directing and producing. And remember, if you missed any of this program, go back and podcast it. You can listen anywhere you want, any podcasting app, or, of course, the easy way, go to sportstalkchicago.com, and every show by segment, and then the full show itself is all posted right after we get off the air. So make sure you go check that out and enjoy the show. Last segment of the program here today. The Bears, believe it or not, despite all this chaos, despite all this controversy, despite all these issues, despite our quarterback, despite a coach on the hot seat, despite all of these issues, they have a game this weekend. They're playing on Sunday. They're facing off against the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders have a lot to play for. They're 3-3 after starting off kind of tough during this season. They got QB issues. Jimmy Garoppolo has not played great, but he's 3-2 when he starts. They had Brian Hoyer and Aiden O'Connell split time last week. Josh Jacobs still running the football, albeit at a 2.9 yards per attempt average, the worst mark in his career, after he just got paid a little bit. And this team, although they're not perfect, they are in the thick of everything. I mean, they're 3-3. They are certainly in the wild card hunt in the AFC. It's early, but they're right there. They need to win. They need to continue to win. The Bears obviously have very little to play for right now besides dignity and besides counting down the days till probably Matt Eberflus for sure, maybe even Luke Getsy gets fired. Now, according to reports, right now, Jimmy Garoppolo is not going to play on Sunday. He's a back issue. Justin Fields is probably not going to play on Sunday with the thumb issue, which means it's going to be a battle of potential rookie backup quarterbacks. Tyson Bagent for the Bears is going to play. Meanwhile, for Las Vegas, it's supposed to be Aiden O'Connell. Although Brian Hoyer, former Bear, got some playtime last week, went 6 of 10 for 102 yards in limited time, had a 94.6 passer rating in the time that he got. So there could be a split. We could see Hoyer become the starter. Either way, the fact is it's going to be backup versus backup for this game at Soldier Field on Sunday. And this is actually going to be intriguing to NFL ratings juggernauts and ratings people. Probably not. Maybe many people won't tune into this game, but I'll tell you what, as far as passionate fan bases go, the Raiders and the Bears are right up there. And even with this quarterback situation, even with this uncertainty, I can tell you this, people will tune in to watch this game. And the Raiders are interesting. They're very interesting. They beat the Broncos, then lost 3 straight to Buffalo and Pittsburgh and the Chargers. But they lost to the Steelers and the Chargers by 1 possession, and they won their last 2. They beat Green Bay, fair and square, and they beat New England. Now, maybe that's not too much of an accomplishment, but I still think it's something. Josh McDaniels goes home and beats Papa Bill. The Raiders have the Bears and then the Lions before going off to New York for 2 straight games against the Giants and Jets. The Raiders have an okay schedule, and they have an opportunity here if they could win the games they're supposed to win to make the playoffs. Let's be real here. The Bears, Giants, maybe the Jets, maybe. Vikings, Colts, Broncos again. That's 6 teams right there. That puts them up to 9 wins. They go 9-8 and make the playoffs. The Raiders have a lot to play for in this game. The Raiders, I would argue, have to win this game. But here's what I'm most excited about from a Bears perspective. And here's what I want to see from a Bears perspective. This is going to be an even game in the sense that both teams are trotting out their backup quarterbacks. Both teams are putting out there, not their top talent, their second-string talent. How will Tyson Bagent do in his first NFL start? And what conclusions could we draw from Bagent's performance, good or bad? How can we compare them to this coaching staff, to what the Bears have on the field, and to Justin Fields, who's probably going to be on the sidelines here? I'll tell you what, I'm going to say this now. If Bagent lights it up, If Bagent does absolutely well, if he could show that he's getting the ball out quick, good pocket awareness, doing the little things that make a quarterback, there's going to be increased scrutiny on Justin Fields. Now, one game is going to determine whether or not Bagent is the guy or whether Bagent's even a competent NFL backup quarterback, but it's going to be a start, and the rumors are only going to continue. And the more and more that this occurs, Fields is going to be more and more in the rearview mirror, and it's going to be bad for him. It's not going to be good. Bagent has everything to play for this Sunday and any other Sunday after this one if Fields continues to be hurt. Bagent has nothing to lose. He said it during his press conference. Nothing to lose, everything to prove. Nothing to lose, everything to gain. I couldn't agree more. Bagent's a D2 quarterback who went undrafted, who somehow got signed to the practice squad. Then they got P.J. Walker cut because of his performance, and now he's starting all of a sudden. What a hell of a story, more than anything. But now he has an opportunity. Right? Now there's a chance. Now there's excitement here. This is cool. This is exciting. And I'm rooting for the kid. Not because I'm being biased, because he does have nothing to lose. And why not see what he could do? I'm not going to come on this program after the game if he lines it up and say, oh, goodbye, Justin Fields. I'm not that stupid. But if he performs well, credit is deserved. He deserves the praise. He deserves the credit. And now he has an opportunity to make something happen. And I wish him all the best. And I hope he could come through and maybe even lead the Bears to a win. They're going to be facing off against a backup, so hopefully the defense comes and shows up. Aiden O'Connell's nothing fearsome. I mean, he's nothing impressive. He's just another rookie quarterback, very similar to Bagent in terms of prestige and in terms of hype when it comes to the draft and all that. It's going to be a very even quarterback battle. I think the key between all of them is going to be turnovers, like it was last week. We called it last week. We're going to say it again. Turnovers is going to be the key here. Turnovers. Can Bagent hold on to the football? It's a fair question. Last week, limited time, 2 turnovers. Fumble the football, scoop and score, then threw a pick to essentially end the game for the Bears. If Bagent can learn how to hold on to the football, and if he could demonstrate improvement just off of last week, the Bears have a real shot to win this game. Even despite the fact that, they don't have Justin Fields and their season's already in the crapper. There's an opportunity for them to win. There's an opportunity for Bagent to impress. That's what the most intriguing part of this game is. And this is different. I think this is different than before. We remember like the 2014-15 seasons, kind of 16, all kind of a blur. The Bears had Matt Barkley starting at quarterback. Cutler played when he was healthy. McCown had some opportunities. This is different. This is different. This is not that sort of situation. Bagent is unheralded. He's a rookie. There's promise. There's potential. It's not going to be an MVP, but there's promise in the sense that, do we see something different? Is he deserving of being in this position? Could he be a competent backup for years to come? Could he start? Could he take over Justin Fields' position? Technically, as crazy as that sounds, it's on the table right now. If he plays well, strings along a couple of great performances, wins a couple of games, maybe brings the Bears back to 500. Wouldn't that be crazy? Well, there'd be a controversy and there'd be a problem. Doubt that's going to happen. But the point is, we don't know until we see it. So there's intrigue in this game. This is actually one of the most interesting, if not the most interesting game of the season so far. We kind of knew what we'd get with Justin Fields, although I didn't expect it to be this bad. We have no idea what we're going to get with Bagent, and he has a chance to win in his first start on Sunday. He's facing another backup quarterback. The Bears' defense should have no problem, I would hope, containing O'Connell and Jacobs. Their running back is having a career-low season. This has the recipe for a victory. It's all going to come down to Bagent's performance and his ability to hold on to the football. He has to hold on to the ball. And he knows this. You don't need me to say it, but he's a rookie. He can't be fumbling the football, leading to a scoop and score. Can't be throwing a pick near the end of the game as he tries to play hero ball and win. Nothing is perfect. But those things cannot occur. If those things do occur, the Bears will definitely lose this game. The Raiders have much more to play for. They really need this win. I know we're only 6-7 games in, but they need this win based on the rest of their schedule and where they may want to end up. They need to win every game they can, and this one's a winnable game for them too. This is a pretty even game in my opinion. The turnover battle, combined with Bagent's performance, is going to determine whether or not the Bears win. They're going to be at home. They beat the Raiders last year, albeit in different circumstances. And I'm going to go out on a limb here. I think the Bears are going to win this game. I don't think it's going to be pretty. I don't think it's going to be a game that shows off Tyson Bagent being the successor to Justin Fields. I think he's going to do okay. But I think the fact that the Raiders have their backup plan, O'Connell and or Hoyer, it's not going to be perfect for them either. It's going to be a battle of turnovers, a battle of defenses, and a battle for the Bears to win. But I think they could do it. I really do. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to say the Bears win. They win. 17-13. The Bears will win, in my opinion. It's my guess, 17-13. I think it's going to be low scoring with two teams with backup quarterbacks playing no matter what. I think it's going to be ugly. It's going to be a battle of defenses, a battle of turnovers. There's going to be rookie mistakes from Bagent. There's going to be rookie mistakes from O'Connell and backup mistakes from both. It's not going to be pretty, but it's going to be competitive. And I think that there's going to be a way, for Bagent and company to pull this one out and get people excited. I really do. Because wouldn't that be something? Even if he beats the backup, even if he beats the Raiders. Imagine Bagent and the Bears winning this game. Imagine the conversation and what's going to occur with the Bears winning this game. The Raiders' defense, by the way, is 19th in football. Their offense, though, is 27th. They don't have a strong offense, just like the Bears don't. And with both teams playing backup quarterbacks, anything is within the realm of possibility. I really think the Bears have a real opportunity to win this game. And I think it's going to be 17-13. If I'm wrong, so be it. I pledged and I told you all that I'd never pick the Bears to win again this season. Obviously, I'm going back on that pledge. And I'm being gullible. And I'm getting sucked into the BS and the nonsense. But I'll tell you what. There's an opportunity here. Different quarterback. Different vibe inside the building. Different feeling. You're facing a backup. The Raiders are pressing more. They need this win. The Bears don't need to win anything. Already. They don't need to win anything. The Raiders do. The Raiders have to win this game for their playoff hopes already. We're talking about that. They need a win. The Bears don't. Bagent has nothing to prove. He has nothing to lose. He's just going to play his heart out, like he said. I really believe that there's an opportunity for a Bears win here. I think there's an opportunity for the Bears to pull this off. I do. So, Bears will win. Why not? What do I have to lose? Bears on top for this one, 17-13, and that does it for us here on Sports Talk Chicago. I appreciate everybody tuning in. All of our great affiliates across Illinois and Indiana, ACTV in Aurora, Cities 92.9 in Bloomington, AM 1230 WJOB out in Hammond, and Jed TV out in Hammond, Indiana. Thanks to all of you on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. We're near 20,000 subscribers, and we need your help. Hit us up and help us out today. Follow us all over at Sports Talk Chicago on social media. And a big, big thank you to John Meadows for directing and producing. Find the podcast if you miss anything. We have a big announcement coming next week on more affiliates and an expansion of the Sports Talk Chicago network. You don't want to miss that. You better tune in next week. We're going to have all the details. Until next time, thank you, and so long, everyone.